So yeah, I've been through my situation and it's been tough, but I'm pretty sure you have also been through something similar as well. So
Yeah.
what's your story?
So I wasn't touched as close to home as you were. It was my sibling. But when I was about 15 years old, I did lose a loved one. It was
Okay.
my cousin. He and I were very close. And I listened to your story, and it's crazy how the beginning is so much alike.
Right.
He had spent time in California as well. He was living on the south side of LA, got involved with,
Yeah.
gang banging and doing all that as well, got out of control, and as usual, what we see happen so often, just like what happened with your brother, is they decide to send him back home
Right.
because he's giving trouble. But when he gets home, he doesn't go back to being the kid that he was before he went to
He's a different
LA.
person.
He's a completely different person.
Yeah.
So he got involved with the same thing that he was doing in LA.
Correct.
Started running with some gang. I don't really know,
Right. Right.
all that, what gang it was.
Right.
We tried everything, but again, with the resources that we have, he was even in hostel for a
Yeah.
while. We were trying to,
That's like a recruitment center for these guys, man.
which is sad because it's supposed to be a rehabilitation center
Ain't no
for
such
these
thing as
guys.
rehabilitation. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And we found that out the hard way there because there were times when he was just gone from there. He would run away. Nobody would tell us anything.
Right.
We would go to see him and he's not there, and
Right.
no one can really tell
And
you
no one cares.
anything.
Yeah.
So eventually he ended up on the streets,
Right.
banging, and one night we got that same call.
Right.
It was a telephone call.
Devastating.
Devastating. And when this touches your family, I mean, he was, what, 15 years old?
Sounds similar for real.
He's a kid.
You know what though, man? I'll be honest with you, right? So you asked a question earlier in regards to how do you navigate around all of this. So I was 11 years old when this happened to me, and again, the images that I can remember is my mom crying, and I remember telling myself at 11 years old, I would never put my mom through this ever again. I remember telling myself, I just can't do this. I mean, the stress, the pain, it's undescribable. And I remember like saying to myself, again, people outside of my doors, he's trying to pull you towards that direction. And
Mm-hmm.
I became anti everything these guys were doing.
And
You know what I mean?
it's sad to say that that's almost unique because for the most part, you tend to see multiple kids in a family going down the same path.
Yeah.
Big brother died, then the other brother died the same way, and it's
Yeah.
so it's amazing. It's I shouldn't say it's amazing, but for at least you made that decision where
I
you
had no
said,
choice, man.
"I'm not going." Yes, you
I
did.
had no choice. For me, I didn't. You know what I mean? Because it's like, again, that decision was made. Like, I wasn't going to do it. So, for example, those guys at the time they were drinking a bunch of volume wine and all that nonsense. I'm not doing that. At the time, cornrows and all that was coming into play. I wasn't going to do none of that. People were getting tattoos and all this nonsense. I'm not doing none of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People want to hang around large crowds and hang around people just on hype and name and because they know these guys are killers and thugs in the street. I don't want to do none of that. I became anti everything these guys were doing. And instead of pick up a gun, I picked up a basketball. And a basketball became my refuge.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball became the place where I could escape from all this madness. And to be honest too, man, you need to have, for me, I gotta say that I have a good support system too, you know what I mean? So a lot of my family members stepped up in the sense that I started going outside, like my family in Camalote and different villages and so forth. And I came to LA, you know what I mean, and decided like this is too much, and I left. You know, for most people who don't have that opportunity or means to do that. But to be honest, man, it goes right back to what I'm trying to say about the community. When you go through issues like that without the proper resources, the only resources that you can pull on will be the community, your family members, the people in your community. And because there's such a mistrust now that's going around in our society where no one trusts no one, or no one won't do anything for you without getting some type of payment. I just don't understand this me, one way mentality, man. Or if someone is labeled a bad guy or a bad person, it just seems like our society today automatically just give up on them.
That's true.
Just, man, it's a life. And again, a lot of the times, these guys are just lashing out because a lot of us got the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? We were born into a situation that we had no idea or didn't ask for. And a lot of us are trying our best to try to deal with it to the best of our ability. A lot of us, you know what I mean? It's a tough situation, you know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
You know, I mean, for you know, I mean, you was in the villages. How was it up there?
I was sheltered, to be honest. Back then, there wasn't much going on in the village in terms of gang violence. Sadly, I can't say that no more. You know, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening now in my village.
Right.
A lot of it is, you know, a lot of the people from the city have moved on up.
They're trying to escape.
You know, but then
trying to
a lot of
escape.
times some of the people that move in, they're bringing the violence with them.
That too.
into
I mean,
the
they
city,
trying to
into the village.
they're running
you know?
too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So unfortunately, times have changed, man. It's like, I mean, the center is still Belize City. It's outside
Right.
where we have, you know, majority of the crime and violence happening, but it is trickling down now. It's trickling all over the place.
Again, we got to change this narrative, and the narrative, it seems like right now is just hopelessness. It's just hopelessness, and people are tired. But ladies and gentlemen, we can fix this issue. This issue is not unique to that country of Belize or any country.
That's right.
But what we need to do as a collective is to first watch other places and see what they're doing well in regards to dealing with these problems. Because there are bigger cities that have to deal with this stuff every day too. But they are finding ways to solve this issue. So I know there's a solution. Now the question is, do we have the stomach, or at what cost are we willing to solve this issue? And until we as one people decide enough is enough, the show gonna continue.
Right. We can